You guys got all the fancy mics.
I don't want to look on the Facebook thing, but because it's
it's good. It's perfect.
Hello?
okay.
Wait, just my mic.
Sibilance.
YC1 at 5 p.m. I'm good.
Balls, penis.
There's a mic in my face.
Hey, everybody. All right, there we go.
Let me open
Test your K voice.
Yeah, exactly. Doing the host voice. We live?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we live
cool.
now?
Live as we're ever going to be.
Yep. All right, cool. Whenever you're ready. Okay.
I don't see it on Facebook.
Because Aaron's not here to do it.
How do you post to Facebook?
You really don't know until afterwards.
Aaron does this shit.
Yeah. She said she was going to listen and do it. Okay.
Aaron.
Hey, what's going on, KBKL? It is time for the podcast Week 8 review, Week 9 preview. I am your host, CJ Cobra Kai, as always, here with Ben Hutnick.
Since we play you guys this week, I am wearing a vintage shirt from Wildman and holy jeans with no underwear.
Yes.
Come a little closer, CJ.
That sounds great, actually. It's too bad that the listeners at home cannot see this.
We'll just leave it to their imaginations.
Jason Cougar Huang.
Luckily, I'm wearing underwear, so.
For now.
For now.
And tonight's special guest, Katie Keating.
Hold my beer, Keating.
Ooh.
Aaron Adams nicknamed me at the ladies' podcast, and it is stuck because I have a story for that later. Bye.
Hold my beer because I'm
And
taking a
tonight's
shot.
extra
Keating.
special guest, Jake Friedman.
Yo, what's
Fresh
up?
off the boat.
Back from Japan.
We are here live at
Arigato.
the Jazz House, 926 and a half Massachusetts. Come on down every Tuesday, a little after 8 usually, depends on when Cougar shows up. And Ben smokes a cigarette. So come on down, have fun. Tonight's sponsor, John Friedman Law Office. The Law Office, John Friedman, 75749-1122. John Friedman, FRYDMAN, defense.com, 123 West 8th Street, Suite 207, at the corner of 8th and Vermont. You may have seen him watching the Squids or at Game of the Week. You know, hey, he's one of the KBKL's biggest fans. He's offering one free consultation for KBKLers. So if you have any questions or trouble, give him a call. He has over 30 years of experience. John Friedman, defense.com, FRYDMAN. Jake?
That was a mouthful. Thanks, dude.
Yes. All right.
Don't drink and drive, kids.
Yeah. God forbid you have to call, but if you do.
Exactly.
he's
Don't
John.
text and drive.
It's tough to find attorneys that aren't dicks, but I have it on good word that he is not a dick.
Did you get
We love
that
Jake.
from... Never mind.
No. Oh, you're going back to the not an idiot thing for a learner?
Yeah, for Nick Lerner.
No, I mean, honestly, I've talked to a lot of people
okay.
that have used John, and he seems like a genuinely good guy.
All right. Kick the drone update. They failed. Not good.
Our first female.
Yeah, first female.
Yeah.
Julie Windish was the today's victim, or Sunday's victim. So, yeah.
Needed to get a little more, a little less air on some, a little more air on others.
I blame Seth. I blame the operator.
Yeah, now that Nick is back, I
Gotta
think
have a good
somebody's actually
pitcher.
gonna
You
catch
gotta
it.
have a good pitcher.
Yeah.
All right. This week's cleanup, Rockets, Redlegs. Cougar, did you and Love Garden switch this week?
No, us and Rockets switch from week 7, so it's the
so
homies.
Rockets. So the homies,
Yes.
Redlegs,
Yes.
Love Garden, Jazz House, 926 and a half Massachusetts. Come on down. It's great. Rick, thanks for everything.
Yeah.
you,
Rick
Rick.
is here, and they redid their back porch.
Yes.
Looks
Yes.
really pretty.
Shall we talk about some scores?
Yes.
Dude.
Oh, man.
I love scoring.
Who doesn't? But this week, YSC 1, 5 p.m., Hertz Donut D-Holes, 13, Flying Hellfish, 5. Who watched this game?
I helped ref it. We have some
Okay.
holes in the crowd, though.
No,
Do
unfortunately,
we have-
Derek's not here. Oh,
No, we have.
Alex
we
is
have
here.
Oh, sorry, Alan. I didn't
Alex
see
is
you.
always here.
I saw a lady,
Speak
but not
up,
Alan.
D-hole.
Derek is conspicuously absent.
You were hiding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe he has
Yeah,
a laser on
I'm
his
surprised
face.
Derek actually isn't here. That's strange.
They're sleeping.
Yeah,
It's been a long week.
It was a good, actually close game until really the ninth inning. We blew it open on them. We had a lot of base runners. We just couldn't drive home throughout the whole game. But we had great showings by Ethan, who scored 3 times, was on base 4 out of his 5 times. Cole, who did the same thing, 4 out of 5 times on, scored 3 times. Ari kicked jump started the scoring in the ninth inning. She kicked the bases clearing triple. Went underneath.
Wow, triple.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was killer.
Yeah.
Perfect gapper.
I don't know. I didn't get to see it. I was running for my life.
Over second base, I assume. Left, right side. Nice.
Got him.
Yeah, we had good defense on our part. Good defense on the Hellfish's part also. I mean,
Not really. I mean, you guys scored 13 runs.
Well,
so-
until the end, they still played well up until that point. They were able to get the force outs, basically kill off the advancing base runners. Well, we drilled shots at them that they caught and didn't drop.
Yeah, correct.
I was intrigued by that. My current roommate, or who she left today, but Christina Clement filled in for Hellfish because they were down girls.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were trying to avoid that. What happened? Did they have 2 new girls this week? Is that what?
Yeah, they had 2 new girls, but one of the new girls was a backup goalie for KU.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah, she's actually pretty solid.
Yeah.
really solid. Just doesn't know the baseball.
After the game, they were pleading with her to come back and play. Correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, but I kind of it seemed like D-Holes was in charge the whole game, basically. They went up early, they stayed ahead, and then when it got closer, they just piled on. The Hellfish did play good defense, but they made some errors. But it seemed like they are minor errors that just lead to a run here, a run there for the most part.
Well, and that's
dropping a ball at first as opposed to making stupid throws or they weren't making.
I mean,
they weren't making 3 base errors or
when you get to
multiple
rank
run
play,
errors.
there is
Right.
those fine margins that lead to runs and
They were,
larger score lines.
They're squeezing the lemon away from beating some of these other teams.
Okay. Thanks, Alex.
You're in the next game, so you can.
YSC 1, 7 p.m. Red Line 4, Channel 6, 18. Jeez. Warning to Sarah Riley for pulling an A-Rod and intentionally knocking the ball from someone's hands.
I will say that Riley had some cause to be upset because there were some non-KVKL people in the crowd giving her shit that probably shouldn't have been. Let's remember to not be a dick and tell your friends not to be a dick.
Yes.
Some of us are better at ignoring that shit than others. We have to be conscientious about other people's sensibilities, to a certain extent, anyway.
Okay.
But as far as the game goes, on the plus side, we are going to be able to Alaskan pipeline for weeks from all the dumps we left on the field.
Oh my gosh. Jesus. Enough of these Cougar dictionary terms. Oh.
Channel 6 had a really good game plan, executed well,
early.
and we just had errors galore, hero throws that shouldn't have been 3 base hero throw errors. It was a thing of beauty.
Is there also a Kansas car wash reference too, or what?
Oh, Jesus, man.
No. I'll save that for later.
Yeah. Okay.
God damn it.
YSC 2, 5 p.m. Red Legs 6, Chalmers's 12.
So wrong about this game.
Yeah, we were. Phil, you ref this game. Yeah. Come talk about it.
Jeez.
So I will say this was a great game. I didn't make any bad calls. I remember to put on sunscreen. Got a haircut a few days before, so I was looking pretty clean.
Oh my god.
Drank a lot of water. I don't know what else you could ask for in a game. I mean, yeah, it was great. As for the game itself, so there was a point, I'd say a few innings in, where both teams were just slugging it out, back and forth, strictly line drives and grounders, maybe a bunt here and there, but it was all about line drives. And at that point, it was anyone's game. Both teams were having a really hard time on the defensive end, stopping that. there were a lot of times when someone would have a ball come directly to them and they'd drop it, or they get their hand on it, but not quite knock it down, not quite be in the right place at the right time. So, yeah, about 3 or 4 innings in, either one of the team could have really pulled ahead if they'd really stayed disciplined. Like Redlegs could have made it a close game or won if they had strictly done that the rest of the game, but they started doing more like when your leadoff kicker is kicking it to the outfield and getting caught. When people, the outfield turned into the death zone. I mean, no one was getting away with anything, with a couple notable exceptions, 2 hard line drives that were just stupendous. But outside of that, every time you kick to the outfield, easy catch. So Chalmers's were more disciplined about sticking with that, just better kicking towards the end of the game, but great even matchup at the very beginning.
Yeah.
I wanted to make a note real quick.
Yeah.
Mike's not hot.
Hello.
It doesn't sound like your mic is on.
CJ cut off. Uh-oh. Help him.
Tech support.
All right.
Anyway, Phil,
Yeah.
stay right there. We're going to
Okay.
talk about the next game.
Okay.
YSC2, 7 p.m. Happy Shirt 5. Wild Man Attack Force 6. Holy crap. Okay, I must say, Phil, you gave one of the best pregame speeches I have ever heard.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was spectacular. Simon, you come up here too. You played in this game.
Yeah, and anyone
on,
else who
man.
wants to just get praised,
Yeah,
come on
no,
over.
it was one of those things where, like, dude, it felt good to finally just get off the schneid and beat Happy Shirt during the regular season. Like, we have been so close the last couple years. I think 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we lost to them in extras 6-5. We were up 5-0 against them last year and lost 6-5. We were up in the championship game last year 2-0 and lost 3-2. Like, it was one of those things where, like, we finally fucking beat those guys. God damn, that felt good.
You could do us all the rest of us a favor and just retire now, then maybe.
Nah, we're not gonna do that. Phil, what do you got from this game?
Yeah, it felt good to break the curse, although I got to say, it didn't feel like we completely earned it. More like kind of got lucky at times because, I mean, they were up on us until the very end.
Yeah,
And we came around to a really sweet spot in our lineup, and we had really great, consistent players who delivered. And that's, they're in that part of the lineup because that's what they do.
Yeah.
But if it hadn't been for that, there's no telling.
Yeah, we were up 1-0. Then they tied it up 1-1. Took the lead 2-1. They caught up again and scored 4 runs in the top of the 8th.
Yeah,
To take the lead.
I kind of felt the opposite. I felt like we were in the lead most of the game, and then a lot of things were going against us, like just 50-50 balls. Like we had a ball bounce off Razzle's hands and get me out at home by pure luck.
Yeah.
There were some 50-50 calls that went against us.
And then just like we had, before they scored the 4 runs, we had bases loaded, 0 out, and just had a bad stroke of luck where the ball couldn't get out of the infield and they doubled us up. So, yeah, it was just
But Richard in the clutch. That was the story of the game, was just Richard's clutch kick.
yeah.
So, I
Yeah,
mean, we were
yeah.
down 5-2, bottom of the 9th. Ryan was the bottom of our lineup, and he led off the 9th.
Yep.
He got on with the base kick to shortstop.
Yep.
And then CJ got on, Colin got
I
on,
bunted.
bases were loaded. I kicked a grounder to shortstop, which wasn't what I wanted to do, but it got CJ out at third, so we scored 1. So we're down by 2. I was at first, Colin was at second. Richard comes up and just
Laces.
crushes a line drive in between Chris Ford and John Peach in the outfield.
And it rolled like damn near to the fence.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And that was it was basically a stand-up triple. He actually had to go back because he had rounded third.
Yeah.
And then Turtle came up, sac fly to left field. Chris Ford missed it, and then was able to score, and that was the game. So that felt great. Yeah, man, that was fun. And in the notes, it said it was the fastest game ever until the bottom of the ninth. That's when we became very, very selective with our pitch taking. So, yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
Congrats,
One
guys.
thing we have a player who hadn't played very many games, and I was when Happy Shirt was up and they had bases loaded, I was like, take a look at this right now. Bases loaded. They have a good kicker coming in, solid guy, and I bet what's going to happen now is going to happen. What happened to us is your nerves get to you. There's so much pressure. Everyone's looking at you. You swing at it, and it just comes off your foot weird. And instead of being everyone's hero, you get another out. Everyone stays on their bases. It happened to both teams. And
That's kickball.
yeah.
All right. YSC 3, 5 p.m. Muddy Waters 8, Goats 7. That was a really good game. Jesus. Anybody watch this? Ref this? Want to talk about it?
Heard about this? I didn't.
Anyone in the
This sucks
audience?
because
Anyone?
no one's here to
Nobody
talk
was
about
there.
this
I
game.
was
Yeah, no.
supposed to be there, and I had just gotten into Lawrence from flying
Japan.
in, and I couldn't find my keys. I got stranded, so I ended up watching the repetition coffee game instead until I get a ride.
All
Oh,
right.
Alex.
Alex?
I talked with Joe after this game, and he said that Goats kicked well. Muddy, their defense, they just had some errors that allowed the Goats to get on base. Avery did play in this game, and he actually kicked well, fielded well. I was surprised by Avery playing in this game too, but Eli said that the defensive side of Muddy Waters was a little bit down from what they expected, but sounded like it was a good solid game for both, or good solid showing for both teams.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks.
Yeah, it was close, and it was actually 5-5 and after 8, and then Muddy scored 3 in the top of the 9th. Yeah, and Goats couldn't make up the difference. Came up just short.
Nice.
Left a couple people on base at the end.
Ooh, that's even worse. YSC 3, 7 p.m. Love Garden Squids 4, Kansas Tree Care 15.
And that was our first win in the rank play.
Yes, it was. Jake?
So I was there. I was coaching and captaining. Unfortunately, I couldn't play, so I just basically paced back and forth in front of our dugout like a caged animal the entire time. KTC played really well. If anyone thinks that they're anything but one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the league, at least with the personnel they had against us, they're strong. We were missing a few. I don't want to make any excuses, but we were missing a few people. So we would have had to play perfect, I think, to have a good chance of winning that game. And we played really bad. Just like a ton of errors, uncharacteristic for what we've been doing all year. But they're really good, and props to them for being totally locked in all game.
It's okay, Jake. This is the week we take it up the butt.
Yeah, I think our teams are spiritually
Lasting
linked.
Yeah, we
and
are.
it's
We
no
are.
matter what, we're gonna do the same thing. Whether it's surprising people or getting blown out.
Yeah, and I know they were up big, and then they scored 4 in the 7th, and I something similar happened to us. We went off the rails in the 5th, and they just piled on, and I was like, at one point late in the game, I don't know if this happened to you guys, but they were still bunting in the 8th, and they were up by 10, and I was like, shit, man, that's how that feels.
I would have been mad. I would have been mad if they didn't keep trying personally.
Yeah.
But we had Spencer, our third baseman, was dealing with groin injury, and he, after the game was over, essentially we just pulled him so he wouldn't hurt it worse. And then they kind of piled on a few runs when we weren't in our traditional defense.
I can neither confirm nor deny that Spencer's groin injury was from bedroom activities.
Okay.
Oh, my.
On that note, YSC 4, 5 p.m. Woost 3, Rats 11. I did not expect this.
Well, last week it was Angela Finch of Love Garden. She was the only one that called Rats to beat
game,
Woos.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she knew more than we do.
It's
Like
'cause
every
she's-
panelist
Keeping the
knows.
She's a
panel
fucking
alive.
genius.
Because she's the panelist, and the panelist knows
Panelist
way
knows
more
all.
than
They
any
know
one of
all.
us.
Yes.
Actually, Jackie Becker sent me some stuff on this game. She said that they were missing Dave Owens, Adam Aldrit, Megan Carl. Rats took a few innings to find our gaps and beat us solidly with the top of the lineup. Rats had a really good. Rats are a really good mid-ranked team. Brian Julian grand slam, almost to the fence.
Wow.
Oh my.
Stacy, you ref this game, right?
Yeah, I was reffing. The Woos started out great. They scored 2 in the I think the first or the second inning, and then they just kind of stalled out. And then the Rats were just like hitting every hole. I mean, their base hitting, like getting on base, like it was amazing just to watch them. I mean, they can really place kick. And Brad, he scored he pulled in at least 6 of the runs. Could have been more, I don't know, but I wasn't scorekeeping, so I didn't see the RKIs, but I know he had at least 5 or 6.
Wow.
So.
I think I think Rats are one of the most slept-on teams.
Yeah.
I feel like when we were doing the AP poll, they were consistently ranked like way below where their results should indicate they would have been.
Yeah.
So I think they're good.
Yeah, I was gonna say when all of their players play well together, they play well.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Plus they get those twin towers at first and third. You can't really put a price on that.
Exactly.
So you got to avoid.
Not
the
easy to
corners
kick
with
it
them.
over Ryan's head on third there.
Yeah, I've reffed a lot of their games, and when they're on, they're really on.
Exactly.
Okay, Stacy, stay right there. We got another game. YSC 4, 7 p.m. Ladybird Harpies 17, Poshwash 8. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little bit of vengeance from what last year in the game of the week, where you lost 3-2. So
Yeah.
nice little vengeance thing.
Yeah, it felt really good. My boys were on fire. I mean, they were kicking amazing, and yeah.
Did you guys bunt just as much as you guys played against us the week before?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Totally.
I
bunted
told
and-
Aaron's not here, but I mean, we all talk in between weeks and talk about how we play each other. But I told them you guys played phenomenal against us. I mean, Mikey was upset that he thought he lost the game for us when he scored 5 runs in that. But you guys played the same game, literally the same game from first inning to the last inning when you played against us. And I told Poshwash that. I mean, be prepared to be surprised because you guys are a totally different team now for sure.
Yeah, our center fielder Josh, I think he brought in like 5 to 6 runs also. I mean, he's just this amazing kicker, and he's fast and like the diving catches. He looks like Thor if you don't know who I'm talking about.
On the Josh's, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It looks like
Well, and don't sell your lady short too.
Well, our ladies were a little off this week. I took myself out. I had so many errors. Like by the 4th inning, I was like, okay, I'm sitting. I kept kicking, but in the field, I was like, nope, I'm done. I know when to take myself out.
There you go.
it looks like Grant went 6 for 6 with 5 runs scored.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Grand Blast.
So,
Yeah.
so
Well,
you,
he's not really a Grant blaster all the time. He's a great bunter. Yeah, he gets on most of the time by
I'll take that as a Grand
Yeah,
Blast,
no,
though.
it's-
I mean,
yeah.
he's
Leader
still
of the bunt
scoring and
brigade.
making runs, right?
Yeah. It was so much fun.
So Stacy, real quick. So when everyone says like that's my mom talking about you, Stacy, all the time. Did you go reverse roll and say, "That's my boy"?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Actually, for every one of them.
Every one of them. That's my boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think you guys were the only ones that had a 12-spot kicking lineup this week too.
Yeah.
At 12. Oh,
I
see
think
that.
they were. I think you guys
We
were the only
always-
ones that had a
Yeah,
12.
we always kick 12.
Do you really?
Every time, every
that right?
week.
Kicking 12, playing
Unless-
14.
Unless we're missing people, then if we're missing a lady or two, then we won't kick 12. But
Yeah.
we always kick 12.
Impressive. I like that.
Thanks, Stacy.
All right, thanks. Lions East, 5 p.m. Johnny's Tavern, 15. Los Matadores, 5.
Get over here, Timothy.
Olé.
Oh, just getting up without us, like, summoning you?
And he's back from New Zealand. Welcome back. Back from New Zealand. Welcome back,
Tim?
buddy. Timothy.
First off, once again, the Matadors had to play down again. They started off.
Did we
with
set a
9.
line this week?
We did. It was 10.5, and they started with under. And I think Tim was going to explain why that changed.
Okay. Tim?
And they started with 9, and then they went down for for an injury, and then a player showed up late, and they went back up to 9. So
Okay.
there was 8 on the field at one point, and they got their 9th man back. But Johnny's, we just came out kicking really hard right off the bat. First few innings just went all the way around. Had some great fielding from our ladies. A shout out to Carrie at second. She was digging balls and getting all kinds of pop flies and plays at second. And she got really down and dirty for us, and even almost made a great slide into home, but she paid dearly for that with a pretty nasty raspberry. But then to
Nasty, man.
really-
Dude's dick scars. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what her and Cody are doing in the bedroom, but
Oh my gosh. Really, Timothy?
Good lord, man.
I don't think they'd listen to this, so I don't.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna mail him a copy.
But really enough about Johnny's. I mean, to all effects, the Matadors did play really well. If they would have had some more players, I think they started scoring, and then they would catch that injury out, and that would pretty much stall everything. So, I mean, of course, if Matadors had a couple more players, it would probably be a much closer game.
Yep.
So shout out to that. And Paul was pretty much Paul was the wall that Trump wants to build. Nothing really that massive.
He was Paul Wall.
He was Paul Wall. Yeah. That's it.
All right.
Thanks,
All
Tim.
right.
Thanks, Tim.
Lions East, 7 p.m. Reboot 6. Free State Growlers, 15. This game was not as close as I was expecting.
Thank you.
No, I did not either. So
Anybody got anything from this game?
I tried to ask Tom about it.
I'm
He's
taking
the one
this
talking
as a
about
no.
Yeah, I
so-
kind of peeked for my game over on the other field.
You were
and
the closest to it.
it just seemed like a very Free State. I mean, I think people can probably argue that Free State probably shouldn't be in the pool of 3. I think they probably haven't represented, their top tier of pool 3s the way they should have. I would argue that we have better teams in our pool 3 this year as well.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they from what I saw, they just kind of took control of the game early, and it was just a typical KVKL blowout.
This game looked like it was mostly decided in the 5th. Like Reboot scored 3 right off the bat. Free State scored 3 in the 2nd. Reboot went up 6-3 in the 3rd, and then in the 5th, Free State just poured on.
Dropped the
scored
hammer.
8. Yeah.
Oh.
and
then
then
what
it was off to the races.
And then they scored 3 more in the 6th, so that really put it away.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would argue that the Heat might have maybe played a little bit of a factor in the 5 o'clock games. It was a little warm.
Little bit.
Bring some waters for your 5 o'clock ref guys, not just beer. That'd be nice. Maybe some Pedialyte.
I'll take the beer.
Yeah, it was also
All right.
beer.
Well,
All
hand in
right.
hand.
I'm always water, so I'm good. So.
But don't drink and
I'll
drive.
take the beer and
Yeah, don't drink and
Jameson.
drive. That's true, though, Jake.
All right. Lions West, 5 p.m. Corksuckers, 17. Rockets, 11. Wow.
Not totally unexpected.
Not necessarily.
I
already gave up on the Rockets, so I didn't pick it with them this time.
I can't
I
this game
helped
was over
ref
after
most
2.
of this game.
Yeah.
We did
Rick?
a 2-inning, 2-out.
Katie's there,
Yeah,
too. Yeah,
Rick actually refed the whole thing. So I'm gonna let him take it
Corksuckers
away.
ran away with the thing in the super heat, but the Rockets, instead of giving up as I have seen them maybe do before, they really kind of stuck with it, and I don't have the score sheets in front of me, but they did make a bit of a late rally there, didn't they?
Yeah, they
Cor-
scored
I was actually
6
sitting-
in the last 3 innings.
I was
Yeah.
sitting in the Corksuckers dugout while they were doing that late, and they actually wanted to get the game over with because it was kind of taking a little bit longer. So they were kicking away to just get it over with.
Right,
and
right,
were
because
getting
they had a
lot
big
of outs
lead.
and-
And sometimes it's like, be careful what you wish for.
yeah, and that's what
You know,
and that's when
yeah.
Ariel said, "Let's start bunting again, please."
Yeah. But it was a good game. Corksuckers are good. Rockets are maybe not. Well, not as good as the
Too good.
Corksuckers. All right. So, yeah.
Yeah, they're not quite on the Corksuckers level.
That's
All
the
right.
worst feeling when you start taking the gas off and then you're like, all right, we better put it back on.
Well, and it was hot. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
The heat definitely affected. Some
That's not
games for
hot. It's
sure.
going to be like 100 degrees this weekend.
Does anyone know who sponsor of Corksuckers is?
Cork and barrel.
You know what
Donald
you can buy there?
Trump?
Beer.
Beer.
You know what happens when you have too many beers and you go decide you want to drive and get pulled over by a cop?
You don't put your seatbelt on.
Probably call John Friedman.
Yeah. Call the law office of John Friedman, 785-749-1122, johnfriedmandefense.com, FRYDMAN, 123 West 8th Street, Suite 207. You may have seen him at, watching the Squids because his son plays for them for some reason.
Sponsors
And
the
then
Drunk Defenders.
Game of the week.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, sponsor of Drunk Defenders on the fall ball circuit. And he has over 30 years of experience, and he's offering a free consultation for KVKLers. So if you have any questions, just give him a call. 785-749-1122. All right.
Look him up.
Yes. Lions West, 7 p.m. Jazz House, 10. Ghosts, 11. Rick, you go first.
Okay, I want to start off by saying that the Ghosts are complete dicks to play against. They're crude, rude, cheap, no fun, argue every call with the umpires. Plus, they're really snotty, and they made one of my girls cry.
Phantom dicks.
Actually, none of that is
Ghost
true. We really had a blast playing them. It was a great game. I'm not going to be like Jake Friedman and talk about how I had 3 of my 4 starting outfielders gone. But
Is that a reverse humble brag?
But yes, exactly, yeah. But we did have 6 errors in the outfield on this game, and we haven't had 6 errors all year long cumulatively. And so that was but hey, that's all part of the game. And Ghosts were really fun, and we launched a furious comeback and scored 3 runs in the 9th inning. Had runners at first and second with 1 out. And then line drive, and one of my twins got picked off of first base again, and game over. But no, it was really, really fun. I do want to say that at one point in the game, and it was, we were just like playing really well, both teams, and it was hot, blah, blah, blah. But went up to I was trotting over across the ball diamond, and I said to their third baseman, and Ghosts were definitely getting nervous. And I said to their third baseman, I said, "Man, this is a really good game." And he goes, "Oh, God, every time we lose, I swear, we just beat ourselves." And I said, "Yeah, we do too. That's why we're so evenly matched." So it was fun, and God bless the Goats.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this
Thanks,
game was
Rick.
razor thin, man. 2 on, 2 out, and somebody who was 4 for 4 coming up before he got picked off
Katie?
at first.
You played in this game.
Yeah, this we finally, I think, this week went into the beginning of the game not thinking about a win or a loss or if that you were better or worse than us. We just went and played. We tend to think about the score a lot come the 3rd or 4th inning, which is why we have a ghost inning the 5th or 6th inning where we let them get ahead of us, and we tried not to do that, and we didn't. And I think we all were very supportive of each other, and there's a lot of communication that we have, and sometimes we have a little bit over communication and don't trust each other, and we finally did that this week, and I think we're ready for Game of the Week next week. So
All right.
yeah.
All right. Holcomb left, 5 p.m. Repetition Coffee, 8. Brew Ballers, 9. Wow. Did anybody see this game?
So I watched every out of this game. It was awesome. It was such a good game. So Repetition Coffee totally had control of the entire game. They were up, I think, until literally the 9th inning when Brew Ballers. So it was like in the 8th inning, the Brew Ballers had the top of their lineup and got, I think, like 2 people on with no outs, and it looked like they were really gonna take over. And Repetition was able to play some really solid defense and limit them to 1 run in that situation. And I was on the Repetition side. My girlfriend Bridget was playing with them for her first game of the season because they desperately needed one more girl. And she was playing on 3 hours of sleep, like really jet lag. So it was pretty funny. And so I thought they were really going to get it. And then so it was kind of the middle of the lineup. They had to hold them. And they got bases loaded or the bottom of their lineup got bases loaded in the 9th with, I think, their second kicker on, who's a really good kind of soccer player dude. And he just blasted it right at the right fielder of Repetition, which is exactly who I would have kicked to because he was wearing a dress shirt and sneakers. I think it was his first time ever playing.
It's like that, like when you're in gym class and you pick on the guy who's wearing jeans.
Like he's just
when
got
you're
a
playing
big,
dodgeball.
yeah, he's wearing like cargo shorts, like big target on his back, and he just couldn't get to it. And it was like a base clearing triple or home run. And
Yeah, that's rough.
yeah, and then repetition. I think they got somebody on in the ninth, but just couldn't do it. But it was a really well played game, and it was. I mean, compared to when I started this league and played on one of the kind of the lower tier teams, like that. This is a six-pool game now. I think just shows how far this team has advanced because there are really good players on both sides. Tons of great plays on offense and defense. So major props to both of these teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, major props to repetition. I think they're probably the most improved team in this season.
All right. Holcomb left, 7 p.m. Where's My Pitches, 20. Asteroid Head, 9.
This might be the first ever Where's My Pitches game I picked correctly.
Yeah.
And they just poured it on.
Yeah, it looks like it, man.
Watkins accounted for 4 of Asteroid Head's runs, it looks like.
Pat?
Yeah, Pat.
Yeah.
And Where's My Pitches was up and down the lineup. Every single person scored, I think.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they played with 10, 3 gals. And just,
Did we have a line on that one, too?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, we didn't.
Because they've had their at least 10 people for a few weeks in a row now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean really.
So that's why we didn't do it.
Yeah, even when they lost over the last few weeks, they played
Yeah.
well. So they're somebody to look out for. I think the last couple weeks of the season in the tourney.
Definitely. Okay. Holcomb Right, 5 p.m. Double Meat 17. Leafy Greens 7.
Yep.
Anybody see this game?
I ref this game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, first of all, let's get the obvious out of the way. Double meat, far superior to the Leafy Greens. They poured it on. Yeah. Some of the things I have never seen in a while. So Nathan, I think it was in the 4th, 5th inning. He kicked it, the third base, trapped it on the ground, and threw it to second for the force out. He thought he was out, and he just literally just stepped off first base. I was reffing home plate, and I walked by. I was like, what the hell's going on here? And like Ashley for Leafy Greens threw the pitch there, and then it was kicked over to left field. I was like, whoa, stop. And she's like, wait, this guy just went off first base. I'm like, he's out because he thought he was out. And he just stepped off. I think he was out.
So, wow.
So the pitcher walked it over to first?
No, she just pitched it. Yeah. So he literally stepped off first base, walked to the dugout. I think he was out. He thought it was a catch.
Yeah, I mean, he
And
is
he just
out.
walked
'cause
out. He's
technically,
out.
he was like
Yeah.
out of the baseline.
Yeah,
He's out of bases, exactly.
I don't know. Was the ball
Was
ever
it-
in play
wait,
when he
was
was
it
out of the
before she
baseline?
pitched
Because I
the
can go to
ball?
the. I mean,
Yes.
I can go take a shower and come back
She
and
had
get
the
back
ball?
before the
She had
ball's
the
in
ball,
play. I'm
and
still
And then
safe.
she walked off.
No.
Yeah,
He stepped off from first base, walking towards dugout, and mind you, their dugout at Double Meat's on the third base side. He walked all the way around in front of me while she had the ball, thinking he was out. I didn't say that. I was like, what the heck's going on here? And then she pitched, and then he kicked it. She's like, wait a second, this dude's like, what is he doing?
Well, the ball made it in play before he got back to the base. I think then you got to call him out.
Yeah, he's out. Yeah.
Devil's advocate, I know I bitch about rules and stuff, but in the spirit of KVKL, people that don't know rules, can't we just like repitch and let them get on first?
Yeah.
Like,
Not if the team's up
I
by
never
10
called him
runs.
out. I never called him
well,
out.
was it the team that was up by
He should
10?
pay more
Okay.
attention. Or there's a base coach there. It's like, or somebody tells like, no, stay on there. You're safe. You're safe. That's on Double
that's
Meat.
So
It's
this
telling
was
you-
basically just like the most passive out in the history of the league.
The most
Nobody
passive
wanted
out
to say
ever.
anything. He was safe, but he walked
Ever.
back to the dugout, and nobody wanted
Nobody
to tell him
helped.
he
It
was
was like,
safe.
dude, you're safe. You just stay on base.
Maybe everyone was just dumbfounded as to like what was going on.
Well, that brings up a good point. Blessed be to Ben Wright, who made sure that I think both dugouts were flowing with fuck juice that day.
Oh my god.
Okay, so can I say,
Sure.
in the repetition game, this
So you're-
almost exact same situation came up, and I just thought of it now. It was like a reverse force at first, right? But where the pitcher has to run over and
Right,
tag
right,
it.
right. Right.
But instead, he threw the ball, but the guy thought it was out, so he goes off. And then I was like,
A reverse
I was like
Well-
kind of helping coach repetition. I was like yelling the pitcher, like, "Don't touch the bag now!" Anyway.
Right. Like I said, 14-7. I have never seen that where the guy just voluntarily stepped out. He thought he was out. Nobody called him out, and just went out to the dugout.
All right.
He's out, and he's out. And the spirit, that's on the teammates there. But the usual Double Meat, beat Leafy Greens. Props to Chris Smith. RKI, what was it? Ground
Ground
Rule
rule triple,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah.
All
Read the
right.
rules, guys.
Holcomb Right, 7 p.m. Screamers, 9. Nick Lerner's quote-unquote homies, 15.
The
Jesus.
Cougar reverse curse continues,
Yes.
man. You should have been doing this for years, man.
I guess.
You'd be in the ones by now.
Yeah, created a
Yeah,
monster,
no,
man.
yeah, sure, okay. Yeah.
They won the Cougar Cup last year, and they're going to win the entire thing this year just because he keeps on picking his team.
Ridiculous.
I'm picking the homies to win this whole thing
Yeah,
right
okay,
now.
okay, so. You know, it's in, I
Wait.
give-
Wait.
Oh,
We'll
no, keep
wait.
talking. I
No.
wanna hear what he has
We'll
to say.
we'll let the loser go first.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Chelsea.
Then you better have him go.
Go ahead, Chelsea.
Oh, I'm not the loser.
Oh, shots
Don't call me a loser.
fired.
Person from the losing team.
That's technical.
Defeated.
You're a winner in our
Go ahead,
hearts.
Chelsea.
Never defeated.
All right, LeVar
Go
Ball.
ahead.
Never
No,
lost.
never done that.
No,
Go ahead,
I
Chelsea.
wanted to hear what Cougar had to say first. I'm just curious.
I would argue that a lot of you guys, or some of you guys, were at the wedding before and were a little
The
fucked
wedding
up.
actually had nothing to do with anything.
Okay, all right.
I'm not going to say it did. I will say that when we did get there, we had a similar problem as a couple of other teams, which were we were down 4 men.
They were.
We
Men,
played
not women.
4 men, the meat of our lineup. We played 4 ladies the entire game.
They did.
My 49-year-old sister scored on you.
She did.
All right.
She did.
Yeah, Dina.
I batted 1,000, and I'm gimpy.
Yep.
So, and Cougar got away with interference at first base.
Oh, it comes out.
That's fair.
Cougar, why are you interfering with people?
I don't know. That I was out of position. There was a great kick by Aaron that went over the first base. I was out of position. I caught the ball. It got to the white base, but my body was on the orange side.
He,
Should have been called interference.
there-
Could have
yeah.
been.
yeah,
But
it
they-
should have
no,
been
no,
interference.
they should
It
have
really
called
should have been.
If you want to call it another fair, like Aaron Hayden was like she was like maybe 4 steps off, where really.
Let's
I was
put
looking
it
at
this
interference
way.
and all
It's
that.
hard for you to say because your back was turned to the runner. You couldn't even see the runner, so
I had a sense that she was like that far.
she had to
a
slow
little bit far out.
down. Come on, Cougar.
But the rule says
She had to slow down. You had your foot on the white bag, over the orange, and fully into the lane.
But she had the
That
instant
you
collusion
left
so far.
nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's.
Someone say collusion?
But
I can't wait for this interference at
That's
first base
okay.
thing to come up
Round
like
one is
deep in the
over.
playoffs.
I-
It's going to be
know.
awesome.
I do want to say,
So great.
Somebody's going to get punched in the face. I can feel it right now.
I'm
Yep.
pretty
I
convinced.
do want to say that Cougars team did play really well. They hit the gaps. We, we couldn't catch a ball to save our lives, but they did a really great job.
You guys
They
made a
caught
game of it
most
late.
things, huh?
You guys made a game of it late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Late, they did, yeah. They did.
Somehow, yeah.
On a lighter note, Jeff Hopper didn't suck, as he usually
No,
does.
he always sucks. It's fine.
He may
Well,
suck, but he was
actually,
6 of
to be
6
fair-
and scored 4 runs.
Wow.
He still wasn't 6 runs.
Well, to be fair with Jeff Harbor, like bases were loaded and there was a double play. He kicked.
Oh, so he kicked into a double
He
play?
kicked into a double play. Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah, see, they don't put
Sorry,
fielder's
Jeff.
choice on here, so it's
Yeah.
hard to tell.
So to be fair, yeah. So.
All right.
So twice the bases were so enough of you talking, Chelsea. You're done.
I know.
Anyways,
Oh,
the
I'm
bases
done.
were loaded. Yeah,
I
you're
was
done.
about to say you did a great job.
Thank you.
Except for you yelled too much.
Fine. Bases were loaded. So bases were loaded twice. Couldn't drive them that well. That was the
That's what a
otherwise,
Cougar
nothing else,
does.
They did a good job.
In light of these developments, can we just go ahead and put a big asterisk by this game on the score
Yeah,
sheet?
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's done. Actually, there is a star on the Screamers scorecard.
There you go.
Okay.
It's already there.
Already done.
Hobbs Park, 7 p.m. Leeway Franks, 6. Sacred Sword, 5.
Yee.
Yeesh.
Leeway Frank's getting a little bit here.
Yeah. Anybody see this game? Want to talk about this game?
I talked to T for about 2 seconds about this game out of the scoreboard.
No, I was kind of a jerk. I was hanging out with having dinner with Gio last night, and didn't ask her about it at all either.
What a
I mean,
dick.
we had better things to talk about.
Yeah.
Be a better friend.
Better things, yeah.
I mean,
How
kickball
dare you
isn't
diminish the
live all
integrity of this
time.
league?
Come on.
All right. Hobbs Park, 9 p.m. Liberty Hall late fees, 21, 3 touchdowns versus Grandstand Glass Kickers, who had just 3 field goals.
Yep.
Grandstand seems so close so many times too. They had people on base with no outs or one out, and just couldn't get enough runs across, straining too many people.
It seemed to me that Grandstand on defense cannot stop Liberty Hall taking the extra bases. They want to take the extra base, it's theirs. They just could not make any attempt to slow them down on the base pass. That's why they got all those runs.
Okay.
That's all I got.
That's all everyone has.
That's all I got, yeah.
We are good.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, we could say quick thank you to Kyle for putting that sweet behind-the-scenes grandstand video up on the site. If you guys
Yeah,
haven't
that was
seen
pretty
it,
sweet.
it's neat. It was reminiscent of that Love Garden video from a couple years ago when they did
Yeah.
the scoreboard unveil.
As a sports television video editor, I was very impressed with
Yeah,
that
there you
video
go.
work for sure.
All right. Okay.
What camera do you use, Kyle? Tell me.
Just a reminder, we are here at the Jazz House every Tuesday night, 926 and a half Massachusetts. Come on down. It's really a fun time.
That was a really sultry voice. Come on down.
Come on down.
Come on
trying
down.
To do my Delilah voice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's very jazzy.
All right. And thanks to this week's sponsor, John Friedman, 785-749-1122, johnfriedmandefense.com, FRYDMAN. 123 West 8th Street, Suite 207 at the corner at 8th and Vermont. So, yeah.
So if you happen to come down to the Jazz House for the 250 almost anything and drink too much and make the terrible decision to get in your car and get
Yes.
popped, then call John.
Yes, do that. Okay. So, I have a couple of discussion questions here. Is there any team outside of the top 8? I'm assuming the top 8 is ranked pool 1 plus Muddy Waters and
Chalmers at this point, yeah.
At this point, that you would not want to play the first weekend of the playoffs.
I would have said Hellfish before this week.
Ooh, burn.
I'm just saying.
Can we just pile on Derek since he's not here?
He's not here, so.
God, the Hellfish looked like about a ranked 5 pool team this week.
I think for me, it's the Redlegs. I think just the way they have some incredible offensive weapons. They're really aggressive on the base path. They're kind of wily with Troy pitching for them.
Mm-hmm.
They're the kind of team that I think is very momentum based. So if things start going well for them, it could really pile up. So that for me, that's one team that I would really, I guess, not want to face. I think they could beat anyone on their best day.
Yeah.
But on their best day, though, I would also argue that even with their whole team, that they're still very depends on who's being an asshole that day and who's not.
I mean, they got some good players.
I guess I would just go Free State. Just put it to the offensive firepower.
Okay.
Really, defense not the greatest, but no potential in the offense. I mean, last year, against Woost in the second round, they came up, down 6 runs and they beat them. So.
Okay. I actually would pick Harpies because they're young, and if you're a top 8 team, you're going to have to work a lot harder than you probably would expect to win in a second round game.
Especially if they continue to play the last 2 weeks they played. They've got their shit together for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Good choice.
If they make that round to 16 and they're facing one of the if they win another game or two and they're facing 3 through 6, something like that, that could be a very interesting game.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if they were, youth, but they have the athleticism and the ability, and if what I heard is true, and really they just started implementing bunt strategy, and now are starting to kill teams that they would have lost to big time earlier. That's scary.
Yeah, no, that's from a league-wide standpoint, that's encouraging because it's another team that's going to be good in a couple of years.
Yeah.
But from being a person who
good,
wants
'cause
to
some of the rest of us are
roll
gonna-
through everything, hey, this is going to suck.
All the good dude. Give me 10 good games.
Yeah. No,
they've got Reboot this week. Sorry. Had a couple drinks. Sorry, guys. They have Reboot.
Katie, can I buy you a drink?
Please. They have Reboot this week and Posh Wash next week. Those are two very...
Those are two they should They should win a winnable game.
I mean, I wouldn't say should win those games. Poshwash still could very
no,
be
they beat Poshwash
because they're going to
They beat
lose to us
Poshwash
this
this
week.
week.
So
Poshwash this
they're
week.
going to
They
be looking
have
for a win
they
next
beat
week.
Poshwash.
So
Sorry, be Poshwash.
Yeah, was it freestyle?
I have July 30th, Poshwash versus Reboot at YSC 3 next week.
That must
They
be
haven't
a
played each other
non-revised
yet.
schedule or
Reboot.
something.
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh. I thought we were
I thought
talking about the Harpies.
Who printed off last year's schedule?
Somebody bought me too many shots before this game. Or this.
We're talking about the
CJ
Harpies.
was my bartender before this started. He served me too many shots. Sorry. Goodbye.
I'm going. Yeah, that's mine too. As a Harpies.
You all know what I mean.
And the D
Definitely.
holes just because we can never beat them.
Them too. Like they played
Every-
us. They played us extremely tough last year in the round of 16,
Yep.
and they definitely. If we
We are
weren't
gonna-
on our A game, we definitely would have lost.
I am going to instruct my team to win or lose our last two games based on whether or not they win or lose 5 o'clock games, just so we can avoid a matchup with them in the playoffs.
Okay. So, like, just looking at how certain divisions are doing in rank play, some are doing better than others. Like, let's say the Barry Sanders, which is home to Wildman and a couple other teams.
Oh, God.
Not doing so good.
Not doing so great. 6-12 through the 18 games so far. 3 of those wins are from Wildman.
Although we kind of, this is one thing that we were right about when we were
yeah.
talking about shit before the season, because there was a lot of new talent
Yeah.
in that division.
Yeah.
And although they might be good going into the playoffs and everything like that, they were going to face hard times because somebody had to win some of those earlier games, so they were going to get stuck in pools they didn't belong in.
Yeah, we have 3 of those wins, and then there are actually 2 teams who are 0-3 so far in their rank. So
It's really interesting, though, that Wildman's the best team in the league so far this year, and they're in the weakest division.
Yeah.
I think that happened last year too, if I remember correctly.
Well, I talked about this like before the season started. I thought the Bears was the easiest division.
Maybe it's just
we
the team
knew
see
we knew
Wild
they were the
Man.
easiest division. I just didn't think that we were going to be that bad in rank play because Cougar brought up a good stat this week, which was
They are 0-10 the past 2 weeks.
the other
except for
5
Wildman.
teams in our division are
Are
0-10 over the
Yeah.
last 2 weeks.
That's pretty rough.
Wow.
Really?
So Ghost,
Yes.
Reboot, Rockets, Sacred Store, Leafy Greens.
Yeah.
Really?
I think playing against
It's a pretty big fucking coincidence.
Just the 2 weeks.
you play
wins,
Wild
those
Man and
five.
your soul
0.
just goes out of your body. It's just over for you.
The first week. The past 2 weeks they've lost.
Like maybe this isn't fun.
Yeah.
The Goats and Reboot, they won their first week 6, but week 7, 8,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you,
and
Bob.
Wildman
Thanks
and the
for-
Goats hate
thanks for
fuck
carrying
so
us.
much kickball the first 5 weeks that none
I
of
would
those other
argue
teams
it's
wanna
called
play
a ghost
anymore.
fuck now.
Yeah. I guess
Although,
so.
although I will say on the other end of the spectrum, Gale Sayers, holy shit!
My goodness.
13-5. Every team has at least 2 wins.
Yep.
Yeah, forever settling the argument, which is the better running back.
Yeah, because
That was fun. That was good.
Gale
That was good.
Sayers, although he's not from Kansas, he is a Kansas Comet.
No, that's
and
right.
Barry Sanders, even though he's from Kansas, went
Went
to
to
Oklahoma
Oklahoma,
State.
fucking
Yeah.
traitor.
Oklahoma State, not
Oklahoma
Oklahoma.
State.
Yeah, well, in Oklahoma, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, Gale Sayers is the best. Anybody got anything else, like any other good
I
factoids
got
about
you.
each
No one else
division
does.
in rank play so far?
No, that's it. I mean, the Gale Sayers, the Barry Sanders, that's really the only.
Is everybody else kind of
Really.
sandwiched in between there? Or?
Pretty much.
much.
I was going to say, I can't remember which division Happy Shirt was in or the name of their division. Anybody know off the top of
That
their
would
head?
be the Bill Hickok, Wild Bill Hickok.
Wild Bill Hickok.
Yeah.
They actually only have 7 wins
Yep.
between the
3 of
the
them by
6 of
Johnny's
them.
Tavern.
3 of them are
3
by Johnny's Tavern.
Johnny's killing it.
Yeah, killing it for the division.
I am so off seeing that we go finish last in the fourth.
Oh, which, if we can backtrack like 30 minutes, Johnny's Tavern also played with 12 people in their lineup this week. So just so we don't short shrift them.
Okay. So,
Yeah, Woo Johnny's right, yeah.
Woo, Jonas?
Woo Johnny's, yeah.
Woo?
That was like a question. I feel like,
Yeah.
that was rude. Woo, Johnny's! Good job, Johnny's.
I'm just trying to keep Timothy's head, on the ground.
She just doesn't like the lower,
was that
the
about
lower
Timothy's head,
division.
Cougar?
Yeah, he's on the ground.
Under
I know
10,
what
he
he
doesn't
yeah.
like those people.
Just doesn't
He
get
care
too
about
big
them.
of a head.
This actually feels like a perfect time for Let's Make Cougar Blush.
Oh, God damn it.
That it does. So, Ben, I believe you have something.
Oh, my God.
I'll defer to Katie.
Okay.
Katie?
Katie.
I thought you were going to go first.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna
ladies
go.
first.
I'm gonna go. I have two for you, Cougar, tonight.
Thanks. Thanks.
The first one comes courtesy of Aaron Adams, and it is
Yes.
called the Sticky Flapjack. The Sticky Flapjack.
We should really just take video of this every week and just post it on the internet.
thinking we should throw to the
I actually would like Cougar to
Does
act
anyone
out
want
my
to
next
take
one,
video
but
of
he
this
won't.
really
so.
quick before we do this?
Or does anybody
more
out there
fun
know
that
what
way.
a sticky flapjack
Anyone?
is?
Anyone want to come
I'll
up
never
and
go
take a
to IHOP ever
guess?
again.
Anyone?
God damn.
I'm never gonna.
Okay, it is when your partner comes in between your ass cheeks while you're asleep, so that when you wake up, your ass cheeks stick together.
Red alert, we have blush.
Wow.
And he's
Well,
taking a
if
picture
you
of me
thought
blushing.
Cougar was going to blush
Wow.
on that
What is-
one, he might blush a little bit more on this
Wait,
one.
how many more of these do we have?
What is the second one?
Wait,
The
there's
second, the
By the end of the
second one,
season, the entire podcast is just going to be this segment.
this might be the
We should
Cougar
do an
After Dark is
hour
going to
of
be
this.
all Urban Dictionary. That's all it is.
I mean, worth the
The-
angry seal.
Can you tell me what this spastic eagle is?
Spastic eagle.
Cosgrove
Anyone
sitting
have-
out
anyone-
there thinking,
anyone-
I've done
anyone
it.
No, I don't know what
All right, when a person receives anal, gives head, and gives two hand jobs at the same time, if you can
wow.
picture your head at the hand and arm movements, it almost looks like a spastic eagle. So yeah,
Oh, my God.
we love you, Cougar.
That's multitasking that no man can handle.
Good Lord. Good
Yeah,
Lord.
thank you. Katie is
You're
right.
welcome. It makes it more fun that way.
Ben, we'll save this for after. Actually, no, just fuck it.
Yeah, no,
Go
it's
down.
good. Let's
Go down.
move on, man.
Okay.
We'll save mine for later. I've
Okay.
had alligator fuckhouse for a couple of weeks now.
Okay. That actually sounds awesome. All right, let's pick some games. Good Lord, guys. Oh, this is so much fun. Come down to the Jazz House every week because this is just too much fun.
Snorted, guys.
Unless you have
the
really
first
delicate
time tonight.
sensibilities.
Yeah,
in which
if
case,
not,
yeah,
then-
stay away.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring your kids.
Yeah.
KVKO, we act like children but talk like adults.
Week 9, July 23rd. YSC 1, 5 o'clock, Free State versus Jazz House. Everyone has Free State, right?
Free state.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, Rick. We love you.
Sorry, Rick, man.
Come down to
Like,
Jazz House and drink some 250 anythings on
Yeah.
Tuesdays
Yeah.
and talk your games
Who did
and
Jazz
shit on
House
everybody
beat
else.
in ranked play?
Reboot.
Reboot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Okay.
Who they beat in rank play? Reboot.
Who did Reboot
That
beat?
was it.
Reboot.
Jazz House is 1 and 2 right now in rank play.
Remember?
Yeah, I was trying to do the transitive property, but I'll just stick with the conventional
but
wisdom.
Free
works,
State
so.
just beat the crap out of Reboot last week.
Yeah,
True.
okay. Yeah, Free State.
Yep. YSC 1, 7 p.m. Woost versus Johnny's. We'll go to Jake.
I'm gonna take Johnny's this week.
Okay.
Probably by about I'll say 3 runs.
Okay,
All
Katie.
right. This is really hard for me because I love my Johnny's players. But I kind of gonna go with Woost. Sorry. Woost by 1.
Cougar.
Woost by 1.
I can't believe I'm saying this. Johnny's might actually sweep the
Shots
fours.
later?
So you know what? I'm gonna ride this Johnny's train, and they're going to last by the Woos. They think they'll win by 5.
Hey, Tim, have you guys played the Rats yet? Yes. Yeah? Okay.
They did. Yeah.
No way. All right.
They did.
I'm.
It's true.
Fuck. I really don't know who the fuck I'm gonna go with this on this one. I'm gonna go Johnny's. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'll take Johnny's, but by a slimmer margin than this last week. Say Johnny's by 3.
Yeah, I'd say they're pretty evenly matched. I think that like if Woost has their full complement of players, it's going to be a really good game. If they don't, most likely Johnny's.
This will be a game that I will be watching.
Yes.
Sweet Dave Owens
sure.
is recovering.
Yeah. All right. YSC 4, 5 p.m., Double Meat versus Repetition. Ben.
Double meat all the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I got too.
Yeah. Eat the meat, beat the meat.
Coog.
Double meat by double digits.
Ooh.
Yep.
Katie.
Meat over coffee.
Yeah,
Jake?
I'll say double meat as well, but I don't think it will be by double digits.
Okay. YSC4, 7 p.m., Sacred S-Word versus Screamers. Jake.
Screamers by a couple.
Okay. Katie.
I don't know. I feel like Sword, if they actually show up, they might pull something
You
out.
know,
was
Sword
that?
is 0-3
When-
right now,
they're
right?
I know they are, but I feel like, they kind of want to win a game.
Okay.
Scream-
Two.
I played
Screamers.
against them in the Sacred Sword, and they're always missing players. So why wasn't a change? And then Screamers, they're going to be seeding after that loss against my homies, last week. So they're up for blood. I think they're going to win by 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking Screamers as well.
Yeah, I got Screamers by double digits here. Sword just, I mean, they used to be such a good team, but they haven't shown anything except for that
They
one
have
game they
win,
won.
So.
Okay.
Right?
Holcomb Left, 5 p.m., Channel 6 versus Love Garden, who has one Jake Friedman on the team. Son of John Friedman, JohnFriedmanDefense.com, FRYDMAN, 785-749-1122, 123 West 8th Street, Suite 207 at the corner of 8th and Vermont. He's offering free consultation for KBKlers, so if you have any questions or trouble, give him a call. He has over 30 years of experience. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
Get your law on.
Yeah.
We should really just have like a shitload of his business cards to hang out at Game of the Week.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just in
Agree.
case.
Yeah.
Get out of jail, not for
We'll start with Ben for this game.
Get out of jail cheap. There you go.
Yeah. This is gonna be a really good game.
Yeah.
Both teams have really good line drive games. Both teams have good bunt games. Both teams have speed and good fielding. I guess I have to pick Channel 6 just because same record. Channel 6 took us to the woodshed and we beat Love Garden. That's the only. I mean, that's all I have to go off of.
Yeah, I'm going to go Love Garden because I think Love Garden's women are better than Channel 6's. Cougar.
And the reason why, there's no Cheyenne. She hasn't been there all season for Channel 6.
Nope.
No. No, I agree. I think Love Garden's the win. Look, Channel 6, great win against Red Lion, but I'm sorry. I think that's a fluke. Love Garden, more stability. I say Love Garden win by 6.
Okay. Katie.
Yeah, I'm all about Love Garden. I want you guys to win all of it.
Jake, do we even need to ask you?
No.
Well, I will say this. When we lost to Red Lion, we bounced back and beat Happy Shirt, so I
Well
like our
said.
chances this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. Holcomb Left. Although I will say this, like Holcomb Left is definitely going to be a tough field to play on because there is no warning track and it's a very short porch, so it's going to favor a team that has like big legs, especially that can go to right field too.
Yeah, but that kind of makes me think Love Garden. If Spencer gets off the schneid, he can kick it over that.
Or
fence.
Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walker's a big leg.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I don't know if Channel 6 has right field power like that. But I mean, the part of the reason I was thinking is like center field is huge on Holcomb Left to make up for that short right porch.
Not
so
necessarily,
there's a decent sized
Not
gap.
necessarily.
Yeah, it feels like you got to cover a lot of ground out there, and it's got that
It's not
wonky
really.
like. It's almost like playing at Fenway. in
By the way, real
reverse.
quick,
Almost, yeah.
real quick about Love Garden's Channel 6, the Vengeance game. Angela Finch versus her old team. That's right.
That's going to be crazy.
That's gonna be fun. So.
All right. Holcomb Left, 7 p.m. Red Legs versus Flying Hellfish. We'll start with Jake.
I guess I talked up. I thought Red Legs were good earlier. I like them to bounce back and get this win. I'll pick them to win by 4 runs.
Audio data on podcast.
What? Oh, no.
It's back. We're
back.
back.
It's back.
So anyway, like I was saying, I really like Red Legs' chance to win this week.
I'll go next here, and I think the slide continues for Flying Hellfish. Being the 2s, I knew they were going to struggle. Then again, it says by Channel 6 has struggled, and they won last week. No, it's going to continue with Flying Hellfish. Red Legs by 7.
Oh, wow.
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 Yep.
I'm going flying hellfish at this
You're
week.
crazy.
No, I really think that they have a chance to do something
No, you're
special,
crazy.
even with their short of ladies that they have. So
I'm gonna go Redlegs. I'm gonna go Redlegs by 4. Ben.
Yeah, I'm closer to you than Cougar here. I think the Hellfish seem like they're having fun, but just watching a few of their games, I kind of feel like maybe haven't played the games and the talk has gotten to them a little. I see maybe a slight crisis of confidence here.
Yeah.
I just think the Redlegs have enough to them. Where
Is this going to be Gaines and Jamie's last game? Does anybody know?
yes,
Okay.
it should.
They're one.
through the end of the season?
Oh, okay.
They leave the next week.
Yep.
And then they're going to miss the playoffs essentially.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Well, now that we've dropped that information, so
why you
whereas
listen
last
to
year
the
they forfeited
podcast.
the first couple games.
Yeah,
Now that
yeah.
a couple major players when then we hit the playoffs.
let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay. YSC 2, 5 p.m. Reboot versus Harpies. Ben.
Harpies roll.
Yeah, I got Harpies as well.
Yeah, I like that reboot talent,
I-
but the Harpies seem to have figured it
Yep.
the fuck
They're
out.
they're figuring it out, and
Yeah.
I just think they're on a roll right now. So
Yep.
I can't
Make it
bet
3.
against them.
Make
I'm
it
going
3
Harpies.
Yeah.
After playing them 2 weeks ago,
Harpies.
Harpies.
No, he picked the Harpies.
That's not true, Stacy. Check the tape. I've appealed at least twice. It's been twice. It's not been twice in 8 years. Check the tape. Come on. Stop. Stop.
Go back and
She's
listen
gonna go
to
back.
every,
She's gonna go back and listen to every single podcast
podcast
for the last
that's
It's
up
eight
there
more
on
than twice,
iTunes.
Stacy. Stop it. Stop it. Quit it.
Okay, YSC 2, 7 p.m. Rats versus Corksuckers.
Oh my.
Wow, Jake.
I'm going to take the Rats here. I think they're still kind of underrated. I think they're a good team. I think they win this game by 5 runs.
Okay, Katie.
Rats, corksuckers.
I'm going Corksuckers.
Okay. Any reason why, or just
I think that they are a little bit more together as a team, to be honest.
okay?
Their shit talking is also a lot more on point than Rats are. So
Okay. Underrated skill in this
just
league.
saying. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't think it's a main effect against the Rats. I mean, you saw Rats against Woost. I mean, that's a good win. And for Corksuckers, really,
Yeah,
here's their win.
Corksuckers' best win?
Grandstand, Glass Kickers, Screamers, and Rockets. And Rockets basically, well, they're the Rockets. Anyways, so I think Rats are going to win. Pretty
I
handily.
always love when Cougar talk.
I
shit
keep up on the
teams.
Rockets. I picked them to win the 4s, and it's gone. So
Yeah.
no,
You can make
it's
an
Rats.
insensitive
And
analogy.
you know what? I
Yeah.
think Rats going to win by 5.
Yeah, I got Rats by
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
with all due respect to Johnny's, because they already beat him. I feel like the Rats would have been a 3 seed if they didn't play in the goddamn awesome Gale Sayers division,
What is it? 13-5. That is insane.
something like that. Yeah, I'll take the Rats.
Yeah. Okay. Lions East, 5 p.m. Liberty Hall versus Brew Ballers. We'll go right back to Ben.
I'm gonna go Brew Ballers.
Okay.
I feel like these teams are pretty close. One's 2-1, one is 2. Let's see it even out.
Yeah, I gonna do the same thing. Brew Ballers.
Yeah, Brew Ballers by 3. Brew Ballers by 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Katie.
I'm gonna go Liberty Hall this game.
Okay.
I'll also take Liberty Hall.
I think they deserve
I
a
think
win.
they can get it by 2 or 3 runs.
Okay.
I think the fees are the bee's knees.
Lions East, 7 p.m. Leeway Franks versus Asteroid Head. Jake.
I'm gonna go with the Shoeless Wonder and the Leeway Franks. 1 run.
Yes, Katie.
Going with our scoreboard aficionado and definitely going for Leeway Franks for sure.
Okay. Okay. Coog.
Listen, Asteroid Head, that lost by 20-9 to Where's My Pitches. I don't know what the hell that was for Asteroid Head. So they're going to be out for blood, and unfortunately, Leeway Frank's going to be a victim. I think Asteroid Head, they'll win by 6.
Yeah, I want to pick Asteroid Head because I like that team, but I got to go Leeway Franks. Ben.
I'll pick Asteroid Head just to be a contrarian. Same reason. 1 and 2, 2 and 1, flipping,
Yeah.
evening things out.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't see Asteroid being 1-3 in ranked play. I just can't.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, my only thought is that like Leeway's obviously doing much better than I think we even thought they would in the 5 pool. Like I thought they would have swept the 6s, and I thought they would have struggled in the 5s, and they've done better than that. But they're still susceptible to drops and stuff like that against a team that has legs, which Asteroid Head does.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Holcomb Ride, 5 p.m. Leafy Greens versus Grandstand. Does anyone pick Leafy Greens? Because I'm going with Grandstand.
I think Leafy Greens has a really good shot for sure.
I'll
take him. I'll take him.
I don't see it.
One run.
I just think Grandstand has more talent than Leafy Greens.
Who did Leafy Green beat already this year?
Brood Ballers.
They beat Brood Ballers.
They beat
On a
Brood
That's
Ballers,
a,
yeah.
but,
I mean,
Grandstand
that was-
hasn't won a game yet.
Leafy Greens also played in our division, which has not done well whatsoever.
I mean,
So in the Barry Sanders division, so I'm just gonna go with I'm going with repetition just based off that. Grandstand, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm going Grandstand because I love me some Kristen.
I've ref Leafy Greens basically 3 out of the past 4 games, and Grandstand some in the game of the week. I'm sorry. I'm going Leafy Greens. Grandstand. Not
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Have Leafy Greens even put up 9 runs in a game this year?
they won a game this year.
They won. They beat
They
Brood
had,
Ballers.
yeah,
That's
they
something
scored double
Grandstand
digits.
hasn't
They
done.
had 7 last week. I mean,
I'm sorry, what?
I feel a bet between you
They
and
won
Cover
games.
you and Cougar coming on here.
Okay.
And Leafy Greens beat Grandstand last year. So twice. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'll take Grandstand for the revenge. I feel like they're due to win one.
Okay.
Did
Okay.
they?
Yeah, they're close.
You've also won a game this season too, haven't you?
No, they've lost every game.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
0 and
Even more than you should pick
I just-
them.
I
They're
want-
due for a win.
all right.
I want everybody to have a win. I'm taking Grandstand because they haven't won yet.
Grandstand's kicking ass this week. Oh, bring me some food.
Holcomb Right, 7 p.m. Nick Lerner's quote-unquote homies versus Where's My Pitches? Jeff Halber sucks ass.
Oh gosh, here we go again with him. Leave him alone.
Can we make Cougar pick first, just so we all know what's going to happen before we pick?
I'm gonna take. I actually, honestly, I do not even know who to fuck to pick because I am terrible at picking games with Where's My Pitches. So we'll go with Jake first.
I want to know what Cougar's going to do because
No, you go
No,
first.
he's last.
No, I'm
He's last.
I'm
All right. The homies, they just seem like they're on a roll. I'm gonna say they're gonna stick with it. I would have thought definitely going into pool play that this would be Where's My Pitches handily, but I think homies on a roll. I'm gonna take them 1 run.
Okay, Katie.
I'm gonna go homies too.
Okay, I'm gonna go homies because Jeff Halber is a dickhead.
Gosh.
Ben.
I'll take Where's My Pitches because I got them right for the first time last week after picking them. And seriously though, if you look at like they've had some good wins, but they've also had some impressive losses. Like they played every game pretty fucking close
Yeah,
this year,
no.
and some of those were
Losses with
shorthanded.
like 8 players.
Yeah,
though,
and that's
so-
why it's just like I hate picking them.
They're on a streak of having at least 10 people there. Where's My Pitches all the way? Plus,
Okay,
I know Cougars.
So do we make another bet this week, like over under 10.5 people?
I'll take the under and the win. I will bet that they show up with 10 people on the nose and pull this out.
Okay. Well, then we'll go 9.5. So you'll take the over.
I'll take the over.
Okay, I'll take the under on that.
Okay.
And so I'm actually gonna. Yeah, I already took homies. Cougar.
You know what? Let's keep it the trend. Homies win by 2.
There you
Yeah.
go. By 2. Let's not get greedy there.
Yeah, I know. Jesus.
Yeah.
God,
You're welcome.
Cougar. YSC 3, 5 p.m. Wildman versus Red Lion. Grudge match. We'll go Jake.
As much as it pains me to say it, it seems like at this point in the year, it's pretty clear Wildman's the #1 team. I'm going to pick them to win this game, something like 10-6. That'd be my guess.
Clearly
Okay,
not number
Katie.
1 team. I'm going Red Lion.
Okay.
You serve
Any-
me less shorter shots than other people at Red Lion do.
I
so-
love you, Katie.
Who was the person serving you all those shots today?
Touche. Thank you, CJ. Come have drinks from CJ on Tuesday nights before podcast, guys, at Red Lion.
Cougar.
It's the team that you play for versus the bar that you work for.
Yeah. The thing is this, like, Wildman, an emotional win over, a happy shirt. I think they go to the trend with Red Line because Love Garden, emotional win over happy shirt. Quasi let down, lost by double digits. And another thing about Red Lion, somehow, somewhere, rise to the occasion, become giant killers, even in rank play. Because again, they beat KTC and they came back to win in the top of the ninth to beat Love Garden. Somehow, some way, Red Lion, I don't know how, we'll find a way. They'll win by 1. I don't know.
Ben.
Well, I mean, it's sweet of you to say, Cougar, but now that we've almost assured ourselves that we won't have to play the D-holes in the round of 8, I don't know that we really care anymore.
Yeah.
Or the round of 16, sorry. Yeah, I'll pick my team. Or unless CJ, you want to pick each other's teams. that way we both win.
Ooh, side bet.
Yeah, so Cougar suggested the side bet where we wear each other's hats. I feel like that's kind of pansy stuff. You and I should side bet. Loser has to shave their genitals.
Their beard.
You don't have a beard.
Exactly.
That's. I assume you have.
Shave your head.
Shave your head.
Loser has to shave
your
their
hair.
pubes.
Grows back.
No, we are not doing this a game of the week. It's something that you remember come playoff time.
Your eyebrows.
Getting dressed for the playoffs, and you're like, shit.
Shave
I
your
lost that game
eyebrows.
for a while, man.
No.
One eyebrow. Yeah. Yep.
Half of an eyebrow.
3 lines in your eyebrow.
At least my suggestion is like more tame, So.
I'm gonna predict that we lose this game and beat Wildman in the playoffs.
I'm just going to say that I have not lost to Red Line in games that I played in. So Wildman's going to win this game.
It's a good thing this is the only Sunday this summer you're scheduled to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. YSC 3, 7 p.m. First game in the Pick'em Challenge. Last week, Ben and I went 2-1. Cougar went 1-2.
Boo.
And let's see. Angela went 3-0.
Of course you did.
Yeah,
So,
she did.
And she missed the bonus point by just 1.
Yeah. Overall, Ben and I are both at
Fuck
14
yeah,
and 10.
panelists.
Cougar is at 15 and 9, and the panelist, which is Katie this week, is 20 and 4. We are terrible
We
at this
suck.
compared to the panelists.
I'm going to take the panelists
Turbo.
all to Vegas. All of them.
I'll buy you drinks with all the money I've
Yeah, we're
won
just
as a
going to bet
panelist.
random sporting events.
All right. So, Jake, who do you got? Hertz Donut versus Goats.
I was thinking a lot about this. I think I'm going to take the D-holes.
I was like, as you're going through the list of games, like, oh, this is all pretty easy until you get towards the end. I was like, man, these are impossible. So it's going to be super close. I think D-Holes, in their experience, takes it over an imploding Goats team in the 9th inning by 1 run.
Okay. We'll go Katie.
This is like team I don't want to win against team I don't want to win. Like someone's got to win. but obviously, I would like D-Holes to win over Ghosts. I love y'all a lot more than those jackasses.
Well,
you,
what was
Rocks.
it? I believe Alice, Goats beat D-Holes by 7 or 8 runs. So it was a really odd game where you
we lost 10 to 9 and won 10 to 7.
1-10-7. Okay, my mistake. Okay, so I don't know. Goats, no real reason by 1.
Because you're trying to catch up.
Because I'm trying to catch up. Exactly. Exactly. But no, I had to Goats all the way. No,
I'm trying to catch up so I don't have to buy a chicken dinner. So I'm going to go D-Holes.
Yep, me too. I feel like D-Holes can exploit some of the weaknesses the Goats have now.
Yeah, definitely. Lions West, 5 p.m. KTC versus Happy Shirt.
I got
Holy
it.
shit. Okay, just to let you guys know, and the listeners at home, the loser of this game is going to be 1 and 3
in rank play.
Yep. That is insane. That is insane.
I thought pool 3 was crazy.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
in pool 1 it goes Wildman 3-0, Red Line 2-1. The rest of the other 4 teams are 1-2. So yeah, It's insane.
It's a four-way tie for third.
I am having a hard time wrapping my head around this. That like one of these teams is going to be 1-3 after this week. So we'll start with Jake.
Also went back and forth on this one a lot. I wasn't there when we played Happy Shirt, so I didn't get to watch the game. But I mean, we beat Happy Shirt. We lost by 11 runs to KTC. I'm going to pick KTC to win by 1 in hand. Happy Shirt, their third loss in a row.
Yeah, that hasn't happened before.
That's never happened to Happy Shirt. Never. The 14th
Yeah, I think this is a tide turning season for Happy Shirt. I'm gonna go KTC. I mean, I just don't think that Happy Shirt has the full, capacity to take them on. So.
Okay.
And this is exactly what everyone underestimated about them. Like, you underestimated them there, Katie. You underestimated Jake. This is where they really hunker down. Mm-hmm. And there's a reason why. Because they're like the John McEnroe. The more you basically get, implode on yourself and get pissed off, the more they rise to the occasion. And no one does it better than Happy Shirt. And they've never lost 3 games ever in the whole season.
Have they lost 2 games in a row back
Yeah,
then?
they did last year.
I would
argue last year. They did this past week.
Yes.
I would argue that even though last year that they got new players, they are a totally different team this year. Their demeanor, the way that they carry themselves, the way that they play, are different this year. Just a different feel to me than what they usually play. They will find a way, Katie. They will find a way. 14 summers, I know this Happy Shirts. They will find a way. They will not lose 3 games in replay. Fireball shot?
No shots.
Water
I
shot?
have the hardest time picking this game only because top line to top down dudes. KTC has the better dudes. Happy Shirt has the better ladies.
Best ladies in the league. Best core ladies, yeah.
Those ladies they had against us this week were good.
Yeah, so
for KTC.
KTC.
They did. Although this was like one of the first weeks where the bottom half of their lineup actually scored a decent amount of runs. I don't know if that's an aberration or they're just starting to come into their own.
I think they might be tightening up their line.
If the second half of KTC's lineup can score like they did this past week, nobody's going to beat them. Because the top of their lineup scores in every game.
Yeah. I'm going to go, fuck it. We're going KTC. I have a little bit more faith in their top half of their lineup than Happy Shirts. Ben.
Where's this game? YSC?
The Lions West.
Oh.
So wind's most likely going to be blowing in.
Yeah, it's a weird field.
And the sun's going to be in their eyes.
Yeah, wind and smaller ball. I'll take Happy Shirt.
Okay.
Plus, I already picked one game different from Cougar, so I could at least ensure a tie this week.
And one other thing real quick about Happy Shirt and KTC. KTC has never beaten Happy Shirt in ranked play.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they beat them last year.
Oh no, before last year. I think before that. You're right.
Yeah,
I think right. You're right.
It just seems like with Happy Shirts, the losses are different, right? They never our game. We were able to hold on, and they weren't able to mount a comeback, which they always
it's a little
do.
weird. And whereas before
then
it was
Wild Man.
No, they mounted a comeback. They took a 3-run lead.
That's what I was saying. They took a lead and then gave it up,
Yeah.
which is also weird. It just seems like a different animal.
That's why
That's my
I argue that they're a
But
different team.
That was the same way they lost to
defense,
KTC
we actually
last year, though.
we had the top of our lineup coming up. So it was just
a crazy game.
All I gotta say is, you understand a Happy Shirt. You guys are gonna get burned.
In Vegas, this is what they call a stay away game because you don't know what's going on in Happy Shirt's mind. Maybe they've adopted we don't really give a fuck because we're gonna make the finals every year regardless. So
win the finals.
So it's more like amble into a game if we.
And that's why I wanted to make it a pick 'em because it was just one of those things where
I don't know.
Yeah, there's so many things working against really both teams. So. Ben, did you make it? Yeah, you made it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sided with Cougar.
Yeah. Lions West, 7 p.m. Chalmers versus Muddy Waters. Ben.
God, yeah. This is really tough because I've seen both teams play quite a bit.
Last game of the Pick'em Challenge, just letting you know.
I think they're
bonus point.
really.
Oh yeah, bonus point.
Yeah. I think they're really close.
It seems like Chalmers always gets to this point every fucking season. It happened last year because they got stuck in the 3 pool and they probably, and they were better than that.
Yeah.
And this year, this will be by far the toughest game they've played since week 1.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been, 7 weeks since they've had to play a team of equal caliber?
It's really 8.
8, yeah. But they've been rolling and they've been playing with confidence, and it seems like they've gotten better as the season's gone on. Whereas I don't know, this last game suggests to me that Muddy Waters maybe has gotten a little comfortable. So I'm gonna stick with my Gail Sayers boys and girls and say that Chalmers are gonna pull it out. I'll say Chalmers is by 1. Do I get double bonus points if I call it overtime?
No.
Stop.
All right.
Whatever.
Fuck. I've really been going back and forth on this, but I want to pick Chalmers. I really fucking do because I love that team. I love the people on that team. They've always been a really, really great team. They haven't been able to score runs when they have to. So, that being said, I'm going Muddy Waters by 3. Cougar.
Muddy Waters by 2.
Okay, Muddy by 2. Katie.
Wow.
Come ride the sexy train, Katie.
I'm gonna go Chalmers by 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to echo Katie and go Chalmers by 2. I've heard people say that like Muddy Waters is like the 7th one pool team, and I think Chalmers are definitely the 8th. I mean, they were week 1 versus Red Lion. Yeah, you included them in that discussion question. I think they're a great team. And if you hadn't included them on the discussion question, like Chalmers is for sure hands down the team I don't want to play.
Right.
They're really
outside
good.
the 1 seeds, it was Muddy Waters and Chalmers. You don't want to fucking play.
Yeah. Hell no.
So, that's why it was so tough going back and forth between the two.
Yeah.
But the only reason why I chose Muddy was because like Chalmers haven't been able to score against good teams when they needed to.
Right.
So
I think they're both like teams that make their money on defense.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think like.
It's gonna be a
maybe like a 2-1 game.
Yep, exactly. I agree with that too.
You know who else makes his money on defense? John Friedman.
That was not intentional.
JohnFriedmanDefense.com. FRYDMAN. 123 West A Street, Suite 207, 785 749 1122.
Doesn't make much money, folks. It's very cheap, very affordable.
Actually, very reasonable.
Free consultation.
I'm nominating myself for Segway of the Year, though.
Yeah. When the podcast awards come out,
right?
You'll definitely be a shoo-in for that one.
Yeah, it's not the ESPYs, it's the testes or something like that.
It's the Webbies, I thought.
Webbies?
Yeah.
Spastic
Webbies.
Eaglies.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Jesus, Jake.
Hobbs Park, 7 p.m. Undercard for Game of the Week. Los Matadores versus Rockets. Does anyone pick the Rockets? Like, I'm picking that.
Los Mats.
Yeah.
I already told you I gave up the Rockets.
Yeah.
Jake on Los Mats really good.
It's doubly fucking depressing because the Rockets were so. I mean, what was that? 2 years ago they were in the semifinals, and now now I just picture a rocket fucking exploding after takeoff.
When you lose all your players and.
Way to bring up NASA's biggest disaster.
Right.
There.
I know that's why it makes me sad.
All right.
Wah, wah.
Hobbs Park, 9 p.m. Game of the week. Poshwash versus
Ghost washed.
Jake.
Ooh, I am gonna pick Poshwash.
Wow,
Just so you know,
promptly
he said that while staring at Katie.
Promptly left the seat
Wow.
so I wouldn't
Got up
hit
and
him.
walked away.
Got up and walked away. That was great.
Wow.
He basically ghosted after picking.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I love the ghost.
Ben, who do you got?
Everyone loves the ghosts. Whatever. Yeah, he ran very far because I will cut you in the throat.
Although I think maybe last week after Ghost finally turned it around after losing 5 straight, I feel, Katie, I love you. I feel like Poshwash is a superior team, and they might be a little pissed about what happened.
You
with
said the
Harpies
same thing last week, and you lost that one too. So
Yeah,
you sure
I
you don't
did.
want to change your tone there?
Or I'll jinx them, and you can thank me later.
I will.
Plus puppies.
Oh,
Yep.
puppies.
I love Katie. I love Diana. I love Mike. And I love Cosgrove. Ghosts. Cougar.
Oshawa's a better team. They won by 3. That's all.
Ooh.
That's all.
Katie.
I would argue that Poshwash is not the better team.
You can argue all
Wait,
you
what?
want. That's fine. That's fine.
I did a little research on the threes. Ghosts, Reboot, and Jazz House are 1 and 2 right now. Harpies, Free State, and Poshwash are 2 and 1 right now.
Not great
No one
evidence so
is
far.
out of it.
Not
in
great
terms of-
evidence at all, but that's
know.
what I'm saying. It could be. I'm going to argue it could be anyone's game. I would love for it to be a 1-run game in extra innings because that would be an amazing game, I'd think, in my book. And if that's the case, we're obviously going to win no matter what, so it doesn't matter.
I think for me, it came down to
Love you,
nobody wants to catch
Poshwash.
Frank's balls after dark.
Also, I'm coming to bring Ollie for a washing on Thursday, so give me something for free.
I think it'll definitely be a great game that everyone should go to. Certainly not one of those games that
You can
like,
DVR
out
that
of
Game of
realm
Thrones shit. I was
possibility.
actually pretty impressed with how many people showed up last week, despite all that.
Yeah, fuck Game of Thrones bullshit, man.
I don't watch the show.
Cosgrove on the mic.
Someone who's losing his beard
Yeah, wait a
has to
second.
come up here.
Yeah, I'll be losing my beard at some point during that game. I just want to
Periodically
use your
throughout the game.
DVRs because everyone knows the Ghosts have a great sponsor.
Odell
And
Brewing Company, which is my favorite brewing company.
I just want to make sure you're at the game.
Yes,
Just
be
everyone
there.
needs to go to the game.
Yeah.
Listens to this. This is your heads up.
Yes.
I'll be
You
there.
want
Go to the
beer?
game.
What do you mean? We
Go
need more
to
clues.
the
Want
game, people.
alcohol.
We're being cryptic on
If
purpose.
you like to drink, come to our game. Just saying, spread the word.
Okay.
Odell's is our sponsor.
Yep.
Wink, wink. I'm winking through the microphone right now.
Yeah,
She
I don't-
is doing that.
Yeah, she actually is winking. Thank you once again. Oh, wait. Rick has something to say.
I've got one thing. I had to step out for a little bit, and I did not hear. Did anybody pick Jazz House to beat Free State?
I think we all did.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah.
We all need shots.
You all got shots.
I did. I totally did.
Everyone
I
in the
totally
bar
picked them.
Did everyone in here pick Jazz House to win Free State?
Yeah, duh.
Then everyone gets shots.
Duh.
And I'm not
Jazz
done.
House is winning this week.
And for you guys, I have a special thing. I have 2 tickets to the Royals game on Thursday night. Whoever claps their hands first gets them. No, up here. Katie.
Hey, there you go.
And plus, you get a microphone bag to go with them.
Rick,
These are my season tickets plus
I
parking.
could totally use a microphone bag, let's be honest. Seriously.
Yeah.
I'm actually more excited about the microphone bag than I am about
Come
the
down to
tickets.
Jazz House where anything
Thank
can
you.
happen.
Anything can happen.
Oh, hey, Rick,
also-
Cougar actually picked Jazz House twice, so make his a double.
Yeah. Make us a double shot.
I guess now's the time to
He
say
picked
Jazz House going to win the
next 2
tournament.
weeks, so no matter what, make us a double.
Jazz House is going to beat Wildman
All right.
in the championship game to win the entire thing.
That being said, holy shit, thank you so much to Jazz House. 926 and a half Massachusetts. Come down here every Tuesday because, like, honestly, you can get fucking drinks like we just did here. Jesus. And if you don't get free drinks,
You
it's
might
still
get free Royals
200.
tickets.
Yeah, you might get free Royals tickets. Also, it's $2.50 almost anything.
Were you going to say 250 pennies almost anything?
That too. That's fucking. That's 10 quarters.
Yeah.
10 quarters, people.
It's nothing.
Also, can I just make one more like sort
No.
of somber-ish note?
Yeah, let's end this on a downer.
We
Jesus.
ghosts
Let's end on a
actually-
downer.
A little bit of a downer, but still on a good note. Please come to Game of the Week, guys. We actually lost a really good member of the Ghosts years ago, Jim Bob, and we are trying to raise money for his wife and child,
Yeah.
who are still living in Lawrence, doing their thing.
Yep.
And we're going to
Even
be
more incentive to come on
passing
out.
around a couple of hats for some
Absolutely.
donations, and please come down and hang out with everybody.
great
It's going to be a great
cause.
game, great atmosphere.
Absolutely.
Please
It's a
come
great
down
cause.
and hang out
It's
at
going to be a
Hobbs.
great game. Come on down. It's, yeah. God damn it,
Yeah,
Phil.
Game of Thrones is not an excuse to miss Game of the Week.
Dude, we live in the
What
21st century.
is going
all right?
on?
There
There
is
were not enough
HBO
people the
now.
last game of the week.
HBO is on Hulu now. It's on fucking Netflix.
Yeah, we barely had to clean
Stop.
up anything.
Don't look at social
after Game
media
of the
for
Week.
a
That was
fucking day and then watch your shit. Come down
Yeah,
and watch
watch
the
it
fucking game of
later.
the week. Hang out with your friends,
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah,
Fuck the television.
live a real life. Do something real, and then go watch Game of Thrones later. when you know, when nothing's going on.
Game of Thrones will always be there.
We're
The
very
game of
angry.
the week will not always
Winter
be
may
there.
be coming, but kickball is coming all over you.
All right. Thanks, Phil.
Thank you, Phil.
Thanks, Jazz
Like a
House.
sticky flapjack.
Jesus Christ.
Take us, thank John, and take us out before we get.
You don't even have to. Thanks to the law office of John Friedman, this week's sponsor. Good Lord.
He's not gonna make it this far.
785-749-1122.
jail.
JohnFriedmanDefense.com. FRYDMAN 123 West 8th Street, Suite 207 at the corner of 8th and Vermont. He has over 30 years experience and is offering free consultation for KVKLers. So if you have any questions or trouble, give him a call.
He's good.
He is.
And hopefully not listening.
Yeah, because he did not get his money for it.
Hopefully my bosses aren't listening.
So,
'cause I might go to jail
for
tonight for what I've been saying.
Jake Friedman, Katie Keating.
Hold my beer, Keating. I have a new
Katie, hold
nickname.
my
Thank
beer,
you,
Keating.
Aaron Adams.
Whatever.
I asked my teammate's younger daughter to hold my beer earlier this week. It was not a good thing.
Jason Cougar Huang.
I got the RPI.
Oh, shit.
I was trying to help her with her bike.
Never mind. Let's go to Cougar's Corner here.
Oh my God. I got 2 segments. All right.
Yeah. No. We said we do the RPI. Yep. We'll do the RPI.
I got the top 10.
Top 10.
Here we go.
Top 10. Breaking
Ready for
news.
Top 10? Here we go.
Breaking news.
Number 10 is Goats at .564. Number 9 is Poshwash, .597.
A 3
Ow.
making it into the top 10.
Exactly. Channels.
Wait. But we'll say it was mainly due to their strength of schedule, right?
Exactly right. Because the Gale Sayers kicks freaking ass.
They made it in on the strength of Gale
Is anyone
Sayers'
really
legs.
surprised by the top 10 that you're about to say?
Number 8?
Number 8 is Channel 6, .609. Number 7 is KTC, .618. Tied for 5th is Love Garden and Happy Shirt, .633.
Oh, wow.
Number 4 is Money
Tiebreaker
Water
goes to the
Studio, .620.
Okay.
Number 3 is Ben's Red Line Tavern at .659. Number 2, shocking, is Wildman at Attack Force,
Only because
.646.
our strength of schedule is shit.
Because the Barry Sanders, you guys suck.
Yeah.
You guys suck.
Yeah, I know.
0-10 past 2 weeks. You should be ashamed of yourself. And number 1, because of strength of schedule, Mario Chalmers is at .78.
Feeling better and better about this pick for this week.
Right.
What?
But everyone else
Mario-
is fucking
Mario
number
Chalmers
1 in
went
my
through
book.
trial
They're
by
all
fire,
fucking
Gale
awesome,
Sayers.
too.
Not the
Yeah.
Barry Sanders one. They suck. They are all
So,
awful.
thanks, Cougar.
You're welcome.
So,
Don't
Ben.
bring glass to game of the week.
Nope.
Yes, please do not. Ben Hutnick.
Pick up your cigarettes.
House. I'm your host, CJ Cobra Kai. Thank you, everybody.
Clean
We'll
up
see
after
you next
yourself.
week. Good luck, everyone.
Come to game of the week. You get free beer.
Go to game of the week.
Jello
That may be a record. I think we're at like an
shots.
hour and 45.
No.
137.
Wow.
It's not awful.